Hello, it is Sunday, fun day, July 30th, 2023. Steve Sipress here. And yes, I did come outside in nearly the hottest point of the day because kind of used to it by now. Today will mark the entire month of July, where the high temperature in Phoenix will be 110 degrees or higher, but the forecast says tomorrow nowhere near 110, a high of only 105. Now, by the way, when I share these numbers, you got to take them with a grain of salt. These are the National Weather Service or whatever's official readings taken at the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, which is about the hottest place in the entire metropolitan area that you could possibly take a temperature reading. Every single other temperature reading in the entire metropolitan area is always a few degrees cooler. So, but we like to, I'll just say it, exaggerate. We like to promote the higher numbers because it just sounds like we're tougher and we're cooler, and not cooler in the sense of cooler in the sense of how tough we are that we can make it through such a tough summer. So, 105, 110, 112 when it's officially 117, still pretty crazy. But anyway, so I am decked out head to toe in New York Mets gear today because the Mets have now officially given up on the current baseball season. The ownership has made two trades right before the trading deadline coming up in a couple of days. They traded their best reliever the other day for a prospect, and they traded one of their two future Hall of Fame starting pitchers today for another minor league prospect, both of whom, of course, by definition, may never play in the major leagues or for the New York Mets. However, they're both top prospects, so it's likely that they will someday in the future. But that means that the current season the Mets have officially given up on. Now, does that mean they're totally have no chance? No, miracles could still happen. And maybe the team now gels minus their star players, and they realize the young up-and-coming go-getters get their act together and things happen. The Mets are, however, 6.5 games out of the wild card playoff spot, which still would give them basically no chance to win the World Series or anything, with, I think, 57 games to play. So not likely. And so, but I saw an article, which is why the topic for today, the business lesson, I saw an interview, rather, with the Mets general manager, the guy who answers to the owner, but technically does the work of making these trades happen. And he said, falsely stated, it's tough. We gotta build the current team, while also building the future team. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds real good. And I didn't see the entire interview, but because they cut it off on the video I watched. But I wonder if someone challenged on that. Like, clearly you are not doing what's best for the current ball club when you trade away two of their three best pitchers, or two of the four best pitchers that they have, for prospects who have no chance to play in the major leagues this season. So clearly you are giving up on this season. I mean, one of the pitchers, Max Scherzer, was traded to a first-place team in the American League, the Texas Rangers. They're going for a championship by trading away, by the way, hot prospect Luis Angel Acuna, the younger brother of the Braves superstar Ronald Acuna Jr., who is one of the top 2 or 3 baseball players in the universe right now. So the Mets are hopeful that someday they'll look back on this and say, yeah, we only had a couple months left of a superstar pitcher for a team that's going nowhere, and we got a fantastic phenom ball player that could be helping the team for years. So, however, the false statement by the GM made me think of the business principle taught to me by one of my top mentors in business, advertising, marketing, and sales, Dan Kennedy, who has he talks about present bank versus future bank for a business owner and how you want to be building both. So business owners will say they're in things for the long term, but if you ask them their numbers or how things are going, they're almost always just focused on the short term, on the present bank, as it's known. And I help all of my clients to focus on both the present bank and the future bank. So, for instance, take a restaurant. If you asked on a Saturday morning, hey, how'd you do last night? They might say, wow, it's a great night. Brought in 20 grand. That's Best Friday in 3 weeks. Year over year this. Our quarter is that way. All present bank answers. How much money came in last night, last week, last month compared to this, that. But the savvy business owner will talk in terms of present bank and future bank. So they will say something like, well, we brought in 20 grand, but we also signed up 24 new VIP club members. And we know that each VIP club member is going to get invited to come in during their birthday month, and they'll bring friends and family, and so that's worth money. And they'll refer people, and that's worth money. And, you know, we'll offer them free apps and free desserts and free whatever, and we'll get them in over and over and over. And they're actually worth X number of hundreds of dollars over X number of years. That's thousands of dollars. So our present bank, 20 grand. Our future bank, $1,000 a piece for our VIP members on the average, so that's 24,000 future bank, and that's how they will answer that question. And sometimes they could say, well, it was a slow present bank night. We only brought in 5 grand, but we did sign up 42 new VIP people, so it's 42K in future bank, and so forth. So as a business owner, you want to talk, you want to act, and put systems into place to build both present bank and future bank, so you can do what the New York Mets general manager says he's doing, while he's not actually doing, which is looking to have a currently successful business while also paying attention to the future success of the business. Does that make sense? If it doesn't and you want some help, or even if it does and you want some help putting into use in your specific business, I can help you out if you go to www.thewowstrategy.com, and you will say wow, and your clients and customers and prospects and members and patients will say wow, your accountant will say wow, what's going on, how great is this business? www.thewowstrategy.com. That'll do it for Sunday Fun Day. I'm going to head inside before the phone officially overheats. Even though I'm under an umbrella, it is, I don't know if that affects the heat on the phone. So I'll be heading in. Thanks everyone who is here. I saw a bunch of names scroll by, but I couldn't catch them on the glare. I will respond to any comments as always when I'm finished with the recording. Wherever you're reading this, seeing it, hearing it, thank you for being here today, and I'll catch you tomorrow. On Direct Mail Monday, I will share a piece that just hit my personal mailbox yesterday. I'll share some business lessons from that tomorrow on Direct Mail Monday. Over and out. Let's go Mets.